Right. So trading can be tough, difficult at times, but at some days it could be simple. But when it comes to trying to grow an account, most of us, all of you should have a trading plan in which you, which is a provides a guidelines, a means of rules that you put in place for yourself when you're getting from these charts each and every day. It's your saving grace as far as what's going to keep you in check, keep you in line on a daily basis. And I know a lot of people like to turn to prop firms as a means of trying to make money because they don't want to use their own capital or they don't have their own capital. So they turn to the prop firms to see if they can actually pass a challenge or evaluation with hopes of getting funded so that they can make some additional money or at least take payouts so they can open up their own personal brokerage account. And I'll say that again. If you're one of those individuals that are using the prop firm or going that route, please do yourself the biggest favor. Take majority or big percent of that and put it to the side. Save so you can start your own personal trading account and open up with one of the great brokers out here like NinjaTrader, Amp Futures is the one I use. Some people use Tradeovate. But, do your own homework and find what works best for you. But I want to say this right now because the title of this video today is just, I get tired of seeing people blow their accounts time and time again. And even with the prop firms, I see, people, they're able to pass the challenges, but most people, what they find the hardest thing in doing is like staying consistently profitable to where they can, make or take payouts. All right. The challenge in passing it is not hard, but it's something about once they are able to gain access to that capital to which they can actually trade and start to make money, that's when things kind of fall apart. And then they're back at the beginning all over again, the starting point, in which now they have to pay for another funded account or multiple funded accounts to see how many times or if they can pass it again. It's kind of they get themselves into a cycle of almost revenge trading in a sense, because it's like you get almost there, you blow it. You get almost there, you blow it, or you make it and then you can't stay consistently profitable or continue to make money with that funded account, and then you blow that account, and then you're starting all over again from ground zero. That's the thing about trading with prop firms, is that they have their own set of rules which they have designed, trust that, and put in place as limitations because they want you, believe it or not, to actually fail. Because in reality, they make more money from you with constantly failing the challenges or evaluations than they do making only 10% of, say, for example, what you make. So a lot of them, you take home 90% and they pay you 10%. And they keep the 10%, right? Yeah. So either way, if you pass or fail, whatever the case is, in time you're paying, they're making money, hand over fist. So that's the thing about trading is when it comes to the prop firm evaluation and challenges, all those rules that most of them have, because they put them in place because they want you to fail. They want you to continue buying evaluation or challenge one after another because it adds up at the end of the day. Okay. And that's why a lot of them, or some of them, have these big, huge discounts, like 80% off or 90% off or whatever it may be, because they know it's an enticing thing, like a carrot they can hold over your head to get you to continue wanting to buy again. You fail, you think it's cheap, you go in and purchase another one, you fail again, because they see on their end that more people are failing than actually succeeding. Now, I know people, I've seen people and know people who have passed, and a lot of them are trading with their own capital, but they also, they pass challenges or evaluations just to probably make some additional income or not say additional income, but have additional revenue stream just to feed back over to their own personal brokerage account. Because truly and honestly speaking, if you can honestly trade, and you have a system that actually works, guess what? Why not give it a try, right? In a sense, a lot of people have reached out to me and say, why don't you try to use the prop firm or go that route? Listen, for one and for most, like when I first started, that these companies didn't even exist. And for me, I have my own solid plan in which I have for myself. So I stick to my own trading plan, and I have no interest in, paying someone something additional to see if I can pass something, because I'm focused on building my account, not building a separate account in a sense of with another company and them taking a percent of my payout. That's number one reason why, I will personally never turn to a prop firm, because if I'm making money and I can keep 100% of my own profits, why would I allow someone to keep 20 to 10% or 10% of the profits that I've, made? I'm giving it to them. So, I mean, I understand for those that don't have the capital and you're trying to get into the mode of trying to build an account, that's fine. But you got to understand all the rules that they have in addition to the plan you put in place for yourself that you're going to have to stick to. It's like living to two sets of rules. One for yourself that you put in place for your own trading plan, and then the rule base that they put in place that you have to follow. Okay. So, some of them may have like, you can't make more than 30% of the accumulated balance, within a single trade, all right, per day, okay? So which means that you can't trade or have a single day of more than 30%, okay, whatever you have in balance of. If so, you violated, that rule, okay? And then it's like, I believe they probably, they put a stamp on you, you validated our rules, and then you have to start over again. So basically close that account out, and then you have to go in and purchase another one, right? So there's so many rules to it, and some of them may have like risk to reward rules to where you can't like go over a 3-to-1 or 4-to-1 or 5-to-1, whatever it may be. It's like, why would you want to put limitations on the amount that you can actually make? I understand the consistency part. They want to see if you can be consistent day to day, but if you know how to trade the correct way, and you're making money like that, then I feel like there should be no cap on traders as far as how much they can actually make in any given day, whether it's a 6-to-1, 7-to-1, whatever it may be. All right. So, and then some of them have like, of course, because you're going to have like those trailing thresh or drawdown amounts per day that you can't go underneath, You can't go underneath 30% of the trailing thresh, okay? If you fail or go below whatever 30% is, let's say, I don't know, maybe you bought it into a $25,000 account or $50,000 account, and you go below, let's say the trailing thresh is $1,500 or $3,000, whatever it may be, and you that is basically the capital that they give you to trade, and you can't go below that amount. So meaning 30% of that amount, and if you do, then you fail the account. All right. Some of them are different. Some of them, that's how it is. So I just don't like the idea, personally speaking. And I'm sure a lot of people out there probably agree. I'm not bashing any prop firm. Trust that. I'm not bashing anyone that trades them. And I will say this: the positive side to it is that if you can conform to your own trading plan and stick with that, and also conform to their rules as well, then, I mean, I really take my hats off to you, because you really have shown that you can supersede the expectation and pass the challenger evaluation, which means you're on the right track, to be honest with you. It's just a matter of, once you get funded, keep the same course that you did when you were trying to pass that evaluations. Don't up the ante, because that's what happens to a lot of people, is they start to think that, oh, I passed a challenge evaluation, that was easy, now I can get in here and I'm going to start bumping things up and outside or going over what they were doing when they were trading, at a minimum, trying to pass the evaluation. Do the same. I've always said, steady and slow wins the race, not trying to go overboard and kind of accelerate things. All right. You can do the acceleration way down the road once you built that account up. Okay. But again, the limitations of with the rule sets that prop firms put in place, they want to see you more so fail than actually succeed. And for anyone out there who's taking payouts, and you know what I'm saying about compounding and growing an account over time, doing it the simple way, the small way, for anyone that's trading with these prop firms, and you have, say, one account or multiple accounts, and you know what you're doing, continue doing so, but put X amount of money to the side to keep funneling into your own personal account. Trade both. Okay. But that's what I want to talk about today, is that if you're someone that's blowing through money, over and over and over, you take a step back, because I know people, what happens is they quit or they give up on their passion or the idea of wanting to start to trade, because they turn quickly to a prop firm, and because they already have their rules put in place, it's designed for you to lose anyway. So people get the impression that, hey, I can't pass this stuff. If I can't do it with a prop firm, what makes me think I can do it with my own money? Well, I mean, yeah, you could say that, but in reality, No, really, to be honest, because it's a lot easier to trade with your own money if you know how to trade the correct way, and if you've proven yourself in demo and simulation that you could trade and being consistent for a period of time, meaning a couple months, you could do the same thing with your own money. All right, it's just that when you put that extra layer of rules on top, moving over to a prop firm and trying to go that route, it may be a little bit difficult because they have their rules in place too. All right, when we trade with our own capital, yeah, we want to have some type of rules put in place, like the 5% rule, which I talk about, right? Not, basically trading or leveraging more than 5% of your account. All right, because ultimately in the end, that helps you compound that account. And I talk about that in videos about taking $500 and turning it into $5,000. If you know what you're doing the correct way. And I will say this, you've got to understand structure and price action. You got to understand price movement. You need to trade in the right direction and understand and have a solid strategy like I talk about here on the channel. You just supply and demand. My strategy and how I trade is very simple. I'm following and looking for high probability setups where there are imbalances or gaps resting back at the zone. And I talk about that in great detail to anyone out there, to all those that have been following the channel and are part of our Discord. And if you're interested in joining the Discord, the link is down in the description portion of the video. It's free to join. But for all those that are either elite or ultra elite members, listen, you guys already know you've been sending me tons of DMs and thanking me for sharing the content which I'm sharing surrounding personally how I trade. I'm just doing this because I want to see people succeed, and that's the purpose and the reason why I started this channel. So I want to say this, if you're interested in learning or understanding, I'm not a teacher, I'm not a mentor, I'm just sharing with folks out there publicly how I trade. I'm not saying what I have is going to work for each and every person out there, because you could go somewhere else tomorrow or today and look at somebody else's content, and it may work for you, it may not work for you. It's all in who we come across and what we find, and we test ourselves to see if it can work for us. All right, that's the thing about trading, is that it's a trial and error type thing where we have to see if it's going to work for us. Most times, 9 times out of 10, people fail at trading because they are merging too many things together. They learn something here, they're taking it over here, they're seeing how they can mix and mingle things together. I learned a long time ago that I had to start over, clean slate, and learn the correct way, and that was simply by removing everything from my charts, studying a naked chart to understand market structure first, and then understanding, price movement, and then kind of bringing some other things into the fold that would help me. But more so supply and demand, looking for those aggressive areas where the market is either pushing to the upside or pushing to the downside. If we're bullish, I'm looking for pullbacks to key areas of demand. Bearish, pullbacks to key areas of supply. So if you're interested in becoming an elite or an ultra elite member, it's very inexpensive. To become an ultra elite, okay, what you receive are all my trade breakdown videos. That's where the cornerstone, the blueprint to actually how I trade is unfolded, because if you join the Discord for free, you're going to see trades or come to the trading floor on the Discord where I'm posting entries. That's where I go back on the private community for all the elite and ultra elites supporters already. You already know. Well, I'll break those trades down, because that's where the importance, the meat and potatoes to how I actually trade, comes together, because that's why I talk about stop loss placement, profit target, why I took the trade in depth and detail surrounding market structure, looking at these supply and demand setups. I talk about it, okay? So I break it down so you can understand, and so when you're back testing and forward testing, it makes sense to you, okay? So you received all the trade breakdown videos, and there's tons of them for you to watch, plus my video playlist and a great video surrounding those that are maybe struggling with market structure. I did like a 40, 45 minute video surrounding market structure. That's if you want to become an elite member. Now, again, it's very inexpensive. For anyone that wants to become an ultra elite, I'll say this right now, which is one tier step above the elite membership, you receive everything I just discussed, plus my live recorded trading sessions where I'm recording myself trading. You see me take trades. I'm talking to you as I'm basically walking you through, what I'm thinking through the session, and you see me engage in taking trades, and I break those down for you as well, in those recorded trading sessions. All right. So I'm recording my sessions as I'm trading, plus the market recap videos as well. So again, if you want to choose to become an ultra elite, you can do so. The link is down in the description portion of the video. Right below the Discord link, you'll see one that says Ultra Elite Supporter. Click on that, and then a couple tiers will pop up. Give it a few seconds. Choose either to become an elite or an ultra elite if you choose to, and you receive all the additional public, not public, but private video content. Again, it's very inexpensive. You'll see the amounts there when you click on that link down in the description. But outside of that, guys, I just want to share my thoughts, my concerns, my own personal opinions about all these rules that are out here with these prop firms that do make it more difficult and a lot harder for people to pass evaluations. I know the goal is, most people, they think that I use the prop firms as a means of a training tool to see how well I can advance or how well I can do with trading. And once they pass the evaluations, that's where things kind of get a little bit shaky because their nerves get a little bit more rattled and they start to make, bad decisions and not following through with the same thing they did when they were, in the challenges. So, I'm not here to bash any particular company, as I said, prop firm. I'm just telling you that to me personally, if you got the capital, you know how to trade the correct way, make your own rules and don't live by anyone else's rules but your own, okay? But outside of that, that's all I have, guys. I appreciate it. If you have not taken the time to subscribe to the channel, please do so by subbing below, okay? Please do that. Make sure to turn your post notifications on by clicking that bell as soon as you click the subscribe button. And last but not least, if you found some value or you found that, hey, the information in the video is very helpful, you believe and truthfully understand what I'm trying to say, drop a like on the video as well and every video that you watch here on the channel, okay? Yeah, drop me a comment down below. Let me know, how many of you are actually, or who's out there using prop firms and which prop firms are you using? How many of you have been disappointed by having to constantly buy evaluations and challenges time and time again? Don't be shy. Show of hands. I know because I see it all over the internet, people talking about it. And again, there are people who are passing these evaluations that are making money, but the percent I'm sure is very low in comparison to the number of people who are actually failing them time and time again, if that makes sense. All right. Take care. See everyone next week. Monday's a holiday. I will not be trading. We got a holiday weekend this weekend, and I wish everyone a safe holiday weekend, and we'll look forward to seeing everyone back in the Discord starting next Tuesday. Take care.